to the graduation ceremonies of West Kentucky Community and Technical College. Please remain standing as Fowler Black leads us in our national anthem. Gentlemen, please remove your mortar boards. Ladies may do so if you wish.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Bravo. Thank you, Valerie. That was wonderful. Please be seated. I ask that you silence your cell phones at this time. And it is my honor to welcome you to this very special occasion for our students, faculty, family, and friends. I would like to recognize honored guests who are present this evening. And as I introduce our platform guests, kindly hold your applause until all have been introduced. With the Paducah Junior College Board of Trustees, Ms. Ann Denton, Chair. With the West Kentucky Community and Technical College Board of Directors, Mrs. Deborah Edmonds, Chair. Ms. Heather Colthorpe, Faculty Representative. Our featured speaker for the evening, Dr. Kevin Gericke. Other platform guests, Dr. Tena Payne, Vice President, Academic Affairs. Dr. Belinda Dalton Russell, Vice President of Student Development. Gabe Crider, our student speaker, and Jennifer Davis-Cooley, our student speaker. Special guests in the audience, Ms. Mary Hammonds and Mr. Larry Kelly with the West Kentucky Board of Directors. West Kentucky is a college known for its outstanding success of our students, a supportive community, and a committed faculty and staff. For the third consecutive year, West Kentucky Community and Technical College has been named a military-friendly school by Victory Media's GI Job publications. Our veteran enrollment has more than doubled since 2008. We proudly serve those who have served, from admission to our graduation. So at this time, I would like to recognize our student veterans. Those wearing red, white, and blue honor cords are our graduating veterans. So at this time, will those veterans please stand and let us recognize you and thank you for your service in our country. Thank you. Deborah Edmonds, Chair of the WKCTC Board of Directors, will now bring greetings and introduce our student speakers.
Congratulations to the graduates and your families and friends who have supported you. You are graduating tonight from one of the top community colleges in the nation. You should be very proud, and we certainly are very proud of you. Our first speaker is Gabe Crider. Gabe lives in Paducah, is married, and has 3 children. He is earning an associate degree in applied science in nursing. Gabe earned a bachelor's degree in history from the University of Kentucky in 2002. But he decided to go back to college and study nursing, a career he now has no doubt he was meant to do. Gabe.
Thank you. When informed of the opportunity to speak this evening, I spent a considerable amount of time contemplating what message I wish to convey. I thought it most appropriate to tell my story, if you will, and how I had, prior to matriculating at WKCTC, accumulated a resume stock full of different careers and positions. A 2002 graduate of the University of Kentucky, I believed myself to be on my way towards a life of teaching and coaching. However, when a position of my liking didn't present itself, I entered the world of marketing at Harrah's Metropolis Casino. 5 years later, I moved on to Ameristar Casino in St. Charles, Missouri. When my wife and I decided that we preferred to stay in the purchase area to raise our young family, I began working for U.S. Bank. I then moved on to a brief career in investing at Edward Jones, and then to work for the U.S. Postal Service. I suddenly realized that I'd been out of school for 10 years and still had no idea of what I wanted, and even less of what I was capable of accomplishing. I had trapped myself in a perpetual cycle of inaction and lethargy. Loving what I do and doing what I love were concepts that would forever, or so I thought, remain out of my reach. During this time, my mother had occasionally mentioned to me the possibility of going back to school to obtain a nursing degree as she had. I had always quickly dismissed the notion with the response of, "I'm too old to be a student," or "I'd never make it through." However, one fateful day, I was driving past the campus, and for no reason whatsoever, went inside, sat down with an advisor, and enrolled in my ADN prerequisite courses. I've often looked back on that day, wondering just what it was that came over me. Attempting the challenge, and all that it encompassed without so much as a word to my wife or anyone else. Was it fate? Or was it just another desperate attempt to secure some kind of future stability and security? It took a considerable amount of time before I knew the answers to these questions. My first year back in school, I was nothing short of miserable. Attending my classes, working full-time, trying to maintain my relationships with my wife and my children, facing financial difficulties I'd never known before. It seemed as though I'd made yet another error in judgment. I contemplated quitting often, rationalizing that doing so would at least afford me more time at home and money in my pocket. Even when I received my acceptance letter into the nursing program, doubt clouded me as to whether I really stood even a remote chance of keeping up with the curriculum and not losing my mind in the process. My wife, Rebecca, had carried me thus far in my efforts, ever present with gentle words of encouragement or a swift kick to the backside, depending on the situation. She refused to let me give up and continually refilled my confidence and my spirit. Everything changed the day I began the ADM program. I quickly found that I loved the science behind the occupation. I was proud of the fact that I'd be helping people through some of the most difficult times in their lives. I was captivated by the impressive array of skills that I would be required to master. Perhaps most importantly for me, though, is I was finally excited. I had finally found my passion. Nothing, though, could have prepared me for the experience that lay ahead. My classmates and I endured what seemed like endless lectures, barrages of exams, and anxiety-inducing competencies. Stress, sleepless nights, and countless hours of study became the norm. In spite of these challenges, my enthusiasm never wavered. Every semester, every class, every day, there was an instructor there who worked ceaselessly to encourage and inspire me. I found that they, the instructors of the nursing program, were not only invested in my success, they absolutely insisted on it. It was just what I needed. I will never be able to fully express my gratitude to Sherry Golson and the instructors of the WKCTC ADN program. Please know that each of you has contributed to my success, had given me confidence when I thought there was none to be found, and taught me countless lessons that I will forever remember. You all have afforded me the opportunity to do that which I love, at last. I would especially like to thank Mary Gericke for enduring my nonstop questions, complaints, moaning, and groaning. Mary's door is always open to me, and she always told me exactly what I needed to hear, whether I liked it or not. For my fellow graduates and I, this day marks the culmination for some and a new beginning for others. Regardless of our individual ambitions, I will say that we will all find success and failure. We will all experience the exuberance of accomplishment, like today, and know the disappointment of defeat. But the only true tragedy would be to do as I had done, to sit idle while life passed me by, and to wait for my goals to be achieved, rather than actively seeking out the means to ensure their fulfillment. Enjoy that which you have earned here today, but never forget what it was that led you here. Regardless of your motivations, there will always be challenges to overcome and dreams to pursue. Greet each of these moments as opportunities with energy, an open mind, and most importantly, passion. And I assure you, regardless of the outcome, you will be successful. Thank you.
Thank you, Gabe. Jennifer Davis-Cooley. Jennifer is from Union City, Tennessee. She is graduating with an associate in applied science degree in the Physical Therapist Assistance Program. The first in her family to go to college, Jennifer earned a bachelor's degree from Murray State University in exercise science and athletic training. She is a licensed athletic trainer, but it was important to Jennifer to continue her education. Jennifer.
I would first like to start by saying that I am incredibly honored to be standing before December's graduates, their families, and the West Kentucky Community and Technical College faculty tonight. When asked to speak about my background, I honestly thought, why would anyone care to hear what I have to say? I've been told by many people that I help to keep things in perspective and help them to be more appreciative of what they have. Hopefully, I can do the same for each of you. So first, a little about me. I am from a small town an hour away from here called Troy in Northwest Tennessee that most of you have never heard of, and that's okay. I graduated high school in 2006, played a year of college basketball at Rose College in Memphis, Tennessee, and then graduated from Murray State University in May of 2011 with a degree in exercise science and athletic training. I then spent an amazing 4 months during the fall of 2011 at ESPN's Wide World of Sports complex at Disney World in Florida as an athletic training intern. In July of 2012, I accepted a position working as an athletic trainer with an orthopedic surgeon in my home county. I assist the doctor with patients during clinical hours, and I'm also his first assistant in surgery. I also provide sports medicine coverage for all sports at Union City High School and Middle School. My girls' basketball team won their class state championship last season, and my football team has won their class state championship for the past 2 seasons. I almost forgot the most important event. I married my friend and soulmate in June of this year. My husband Adam and I have been together since 2005. In July of 2008, our lives were turned completely upside down. Adam was injured in a diving accident and was rendered a quadriplegic. The first 4 months after his injury were spent in hospitals and a rehabilitation facility in Louisville. I was just beginning my athletic training classes at Murray State when this happened. When he was able to come home, I went to see him as much as I could in between my classes, clinical hours for athletic training, and working as a waitress. The first 2 years were very hard as Adam had to deal with medical issues, surgeries, and trying to deal with the severity and totality of his injury. I tried to be as empathetic and encouraging as possible and always let him know how much I loved him and that I would always be with him. This last part was very meaningful and important to us both. I had been told many times that most people would have walked away from a situation like this due to the extreme change in way of life and the hardships that are bound to come. People do not realize just how stubborn I am. I saw, and still see, Adam as the same person I fell in love with when I was a senior in high school and have always wanted to spend the rest of my life with him. Those thoughts have never wavered. So think back to everything I told you that has happened since 2008. I've dealt with a major life-changing tragedy, graduated with my bachelor's degree, worked at Disney World, currently work full-time for an orthopedic surgeon and provide sports medicine coverage for 2 schools, and I got married. Why in the world would I choose to go back to school with everything that I have going on? My decision to go back to school was not an easy one, but I knew that I needed to in order to better myself and provide for my family. Yes, I already have an amazing job that I'm extremely thankful for every day, but I know for a fact that I do not want to be running out onto a football field when I'm 50 years old, maybe even 40 years old. I've always been very compassionate about working in the healthcare field. In high school, I originally wanted to go into physical therapy, but loved sports medicine. I knew I wanted to be around sports when my playing days were over. With the way everything is now in my life, I knew going back to PT school for 3 years was not feasible at all. I had actually looked into the PTA program here when I was finishing up my last year at Murray State, and had actually attended one of the spring orientation meetings for it, but the timing just did not feel right to me. I do not regret waiting 2 years at all. With the blessings of my husband, family, and my employer, I applied for the program during the fall of 2012 and was accepted. Now here I am, 2 years later, still in one piece and still have my sanity. So why did I choose WKCTC? I knew what I wanted when I came. There were other PTA programs that I could have applied to that would have been somewhat closer to home, but I really liked how the program was designed here, and I lived close enough to Kentucky that I qualified for an in-state tuition rate. This PTA program also has a very high first-time pass rate for the National Licensure Exam, which was very important to me. When I asked my 11 classmates why they chose WKCTC, many of them said they came here for this program because it was close to home and they had heard great things about it. Like myself, and many of you, several of us already had a degree from another college but felt that we needed to further our education. Most of my classmates worked at a job in between class and clinical times. 3 of us got married this year, and another is getting married in the spring. 3 of my classmates have children at home and in college. We all became experts at managing and juggling our priorities and time. The program staff, made up of Peggy Block, Jamie Day, and Carrie Crawford, is a force to be reckoned with. They know what it takes to succeed in the world of physical therapy and will push you to your limits between reading guides, assignments, lab practicals, presentations, exams, and answering "it depends" to every question you ask. They also are some of the most caring, compassionate, and fun women that I have ever met. And I'm sure many of you have faculty and staff that undoubtedly helped you get to this point that you would like to thank in some way. My classmates and I cannot thank the 3 of them enough for everything they have taught and done for us, and especially for putting up with 12 other females. Now that you've heard about my background, experiences, and why WKCTC has been great for me and my classmates, I want to leave you with these thoughts. There are going to be tough times. There will be times you question why you chose the degree that you did. Things are going to happen that are completely out of your control. And when this happens, always look at what you still have. You will still have more than the majority of people in this world. Appreciate the good times as well as the bad times. Thank you to my husband, family, friends, teachers, and classmates for believing in me and helping me to get to this point. I could not have done this without every single one of you. I have 2 quotes for you tonight that really sum up how I try to view life and keep things in perspective. The first is a quote by Gilda Radner. "I wanted a perfect ending. Now I've learned the hard way that some poems don't rhyme and some stories don't have a clear beginning, middle, or end. Life is about not knowing, having to change, taking the moment and making the best of it without knowing what's going to happen next. And lastly, by an unknown author, if one could only learn to appreciate the little things, a song that takes you away, for there are those who cannot hear. The beauty of a sunset, for there are those who cannot see. Time spent with good friends, for there are those who are lonely. A walk along the beach, for there are those who cannot walk. The little things are what life is all about. Search your soul and learn to appreciate. Thank you all, and congratulations.
Paducah Junior College is the foundation for West Kentucky Community and Technical College. PJC has a long history of commitment to this community and certainly support of outstanding educational programs at the college. Ann Denton, Chair of the Paducah Junior College Board of Trustees, will bring greetings and introduce our featured speaker.
Greetings from the Paducah Junior College Board of Trustees. I'd like to introduce Dr. Kevin Gericke. He's a 1988 graduate of Northern Arizona University with a Bachelor of Science in Forest Resource Management. He received his Master of Science in 1990 and Doctor of Philosophy in 1993 in Resource Management and Economics from Virginia Tech. Dr. Gericke has been a faculty member of the West Community and Technical College since 1999, teaching economics and statistics. Prior to joining the faculty full-time, Dr. Gericke served as an adjunct member teaching transitional math courses. He has led the college in several initiatives, including the development of the college first quality enhancement plan required for accreditation. This plan received favorable reviews from the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools, and the college's implementation of this plan has been recognized in several national venues. Dr. Gericke has served as chair of the faculty and faculty sponsor of Phi Theta Kappa, and continues as a strong advocate for student success. Dr. Gericke.
Good evening, graduates, family, friends, faculty, staff. Thank you for that kind introduction. I would also like to recognize those individuals whose service to our country and those in our community, health, police, and fire service, that their service prevents them from joining us for this special occasion. But I do congratulate you, graduates, and I'm honored to have been asked to speak to you on behalf of the faculty. You've arrived at an important milestone in your life, one that we're here to celebrate. But I also know that I'm the only thing standing between you and your walk across the stage. So I'll keep this brief. I'm a teacher, so I need props. Many of you began this journey with great hesitation. You knew it was going to be work, but your work gloves already had holes in them from a life of challenges, difficulties that you've overcome. Some of you began the journey with brand new work gloves, ones without holes but full of possibilities. And some of you began this journey with gloves that were too big, but now you're ready to fill those gloves. Now, have you ever had that moment right before you put on a pair of gloves that you stop, check to make sure you have the right glove for the right hand before you put them on? Well, that's what tonight is all about. It's a chance for you to take stock of where you're at to pause and celebrate, to make sure you're ready to move forward with the right glove on the right hand. Now, however you began this journey, we know that your achievement this evening has come as a result of many late nights of study, many days of anxious testing, but hopefully you've had several moments of great joy. We know you've slaved over countless math problems, written numerous essays. Some of you have mastered the intricacies of the skeletal system and learned the location of the basilic vein. I think that's in here. I know that a few of you have examined the differences in the economies of the United States and Kazakhstan. I know that you've had some triumphs as you've passed exams, but I know there may have been a few failures as you possibly once again forgot the definition of a key concept. But consider this: the achievements that are worth remembering are the ones for which you've labored for, sweated over, crawled through the mud, and still emerged on the other side with a new perspective and a renewed sense of direction. It's important for you to also realize that this goal was not achieved on your own. Many of you have family members who've stood behind you, have children who've cheered you on to success, and friends who pushed you to persevere. But you've also had teachers, staff, and administrators at the college who have poured their lives into your education for this moment. We are all so proud of you and your accomplishments. Don't forget to say thanks to those who've helped you achieve this dream. Now, I hope you understand that as special as this day is, it's only a stopping point along your journey. Your credential is not a destination to rest upon now that you have arrived. Your credential is the way that you are going to link your past experience to the future opportunities that await you. Use this credential to open the door of possibilities in front of you and move through that doorway with a world that needs you. The world needs your experience and your unique gifts. The world needs your enthusiasm for discovery. The world needs your creativity. No pressure here, but the world needs you to step up and help solve some of the problems we're facing. You see, the college credential, yes, it's a piece of paper, but it's also a responsibility. It's a responsibility to use your knowledge to help master the complex issues of the day. Now, some of you may be excited to take on this challenge. Some of you may be intimidated by that responsibility. Some of you are now dreaming of success. However, as Ken Blanchard in a book called The Generosity Factor said, there is a difference between success and significance. To lead a significant life, we need to focus on how we can use our gifts for others to make a lasting impact to even just one other person. Significant achievements are those that generously provide service to some other person with whom we have some sort of relationship. Those achievements are the ones that are remembered. As I heard from a student in South Africa the other day, if you have the will to do it, you can find a way to make it a reality. But just be sure that what you're chasing after is worth chasing after. Not all of the things that we typically define as success are things that will leave a lasting legacy. I heard some words of wisdom yesterday from a community leader. She said, "It's not what we gather, but what we scatter that tells what kind of life we've lived." To help some of these complex issues, we need to strive for significance. But that significance is going to take some work. But it's work that you have now been prepared to begin. Work that our world desperately needs you to begin. As you move forward into tomorrow, you may be led down a path that you weren't anticipating. I know I was. As a Florida boy who was schooled in Arizona to become a forest ranger, I never imagined the possibility of teaching economics at one of the best community colleges in the country. You too may come to a point at which you're not certain which way to go. It's at those moments that you should push aside the chaos of the world and listen to your heart amidst the silence. Remember the unique talents and gifts that you have been given. Be strong and courageous and do the work. You've shown us all that you have the ability. Don't doubt that ability when the road is uncertain. When you walk across this stage to receive your credential, I pray that you will walk confidently into your future, prepared to learn new things, ready to tackle the tough challenges, and excited to use your blessings to do the work that you have been called to do. Tonight is a great time to celebrate your accomplishments, as well as to joyfully anticipate the future that awaits you. So check to make sure that you've got the correct glove for the correct hand. Put those gloves on and move forward confidently into this world, striving for significance over success. Congratulations, graduates. We are all so proud of you. Thank you.
Before we confer the degrees, I would like to recognize our faculty. Would they please stand? It is because of their knowledge and their commitment to student success that we are here tonight. They share with each graduate the excitement of completion as well as the joy of achievement. Please join me in thanking them. At this time, will the candidates please rise? Dr. Veazey, I present the candidates for graduation, and I certify on behalf of the faculty that they have successfully completed all of the requirements for their respective credentials. Ladies and gentlemen, as the names of the graduates are read, those graduating with honors are noted in the program. Those wearing gold honor stoles are members of Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. Those wearing blue honor cords reflect student achievement at or above the 75th percentile on the Educational Testing Service Proficiency Profile, which indicates proficiency in general education competencies. Now the first row of graduates may proceed to the stage, and all others may be seated. There will be a professional photographer taking pictures as the students receive their credentials. Please refrain from coming to the stage to take photographs. The following graduates will be receiving an Associate in Applied Science. Jennifer Elaine Davis-Cooley. Gabriel Patrick Crider. Gary Allen Ivy. Charles Cabot Civils. Jason Matthew Hunter. Brianna Michelle King. Shelley Renee Pangman. Courtney Gail Nanny. Molly Ann Maupin. John Russell Gargis. Allie Shea Finley. Whitney A. Kelly. Shay Michelle Wilson. Elizabeth Kate Allen. Jessica Erin Alderdice. Taylor Brooke Chittenden. Emily Rayanne Rollins. Addie Laura Rigsby. Ariel Nicole Crick. Taylor Lee Lampkin. Laura Elizabeth Stovall. Devon Page Robertson. Dion Renee Wilson. Corey Blake Simmons. Sarah E. Ray. Carrie Denise Key. Heather Michelle Vandiver. Melinda K. Mathis. Charles Blake Stinson. Rochelle M. Martin. Tabitha G. Darnell. Mandy Beth Lee. Heather Ashley Parsons. Teresa B. Reed. Carla Jean Calhoun. Bruce Allen Goddard. Yolanda Lynette Dale. Holden Matthew Wood. Tracy Lynn Kenson. Hillary Danielle Piper. Russell O'Neill Turner. Ethan Michael Steele. Michael W. Estes. Joshua Russell McCaney. Zachariah Paul Saz. LaCheryl Marie Hill. Michael E. Bennett. Cassandra Jo Elizabeth Skinner. Brandy Lacey Keshawn. Cassandra M. Grace. David Christopher Young. Shelley Jewel Lee Wilson. Danicki Renee Turner. Andrew T. Burden. Amy Lynn Sieg. Trent Jim E. Therack. Amanda Lee Dover. Hillary Brooke Hayes. Samantha Ann Reed. James R. Roberts. Nita L. Mascroft. Nida. Vicki Lynn Johnson. Tanika L. Brown. Lisa M. Matson. The following graduates will be receiving an Associate in Arts. Matthew Brenton Perry. Brentley Dale Melton Sr. Catalina Geraldo Reyes. Cynthia Marie Richard. Pamela Louise Tanner. Christian Blake Rundles. Brittany Marie Willett. Lakin Nicole Toon. Sarah Keaton Sherrill. Chelsea Meredith Gillum. Caitlin McKell Meyer. Kristen Page Wilkerson. Alexandra Taylor King. Haley Jo Taylor. Elizabeth Ann Johnson. Jamie Jo Pigg. Wendy Sue Parrish. Shira L. Pettigrew. Amanda Carol Fakurian. Dylan Blake Miller. Katie Erlene Holstein. The following graduates will be receiving an Associate in Science. Carol Ann Barnes. Lauren Rochelle Alexander. Kaylee Morgan Turpin. Callista Camerie Jones. Trayvon DeMel Jones. Sean Edward Payette. Aaron Austin Hagan. Katie Elizabeth Asbury. Laura Ann Green. Allison Page Strickland. Jennifer R. Warren. Tabitha Gale Sisk. Sean Pedrick Fitch. Katrina Renee Mathis. Joy Lane Slayton. Rebecca Lynn Hausman. Frank Anthony Strasser. The following graduates will be receiving certificates: Mackenzie Shea Harden, Tremisha Marquette Taylor, Krista Shea Jones, Jessica Caitlin Guerra, Terry Christine Price, Gregory S. Hayden, Jasmine Renee Copper, Michelle Leanne Lassiter, Christina Lynn Bates, John Robert Gallup, Tawny Olympia Flemons, Jamison Mikhail Smith, Amanda Louise Shemwell, Darius Darnell Smith, Corey Michael Allen Bullard, Brandon K. McCoy, the following graduates will be receiving diplomas: Kevin Lee Bond, Alicia Beth Eaves, The degrees have been confirmed, but we will wait a few moments for all of the graduates to return to their seats to participate in our final proclamation. So just be patient a second.
Went smoothly.
Okay. Make it her there. That's it. Now, will the graduates please rise? Madam President, I present the graduating class of 2014.
Just give me a minute and then we'll have a big hoop and holler. By the virtue and the power vested in me by the Kentucky Community and Technical College System and the Commonwealth of Kentucky, I hereby pronounce you graduates of West Kentucky Community and Technical College. You may now move your tassel to the left side, and yay! Woo! Okay, you may be seated. Congratulations again to each of you, and we'll have a few more words of congratulations. But thank you, Gabe and Jennifer, for sharing your stories. To me, you represent those who come to West Kentucky. You represent the face of America. You each have a story, and many times those stories have adversity. But you came to our college, you saw it as a place of hope and encouragement, and it is our goal that you have the knowledge and the skill sets because of coming to us and entering our doors to now create a better life for you and your family. Thank you, Dr. Gericke, too, for your words of encouragement and your inspiring remarks. But students, your credential tonight means that you have achieved a personal mark of achievement and excellence. And it means for your family and your friends that are here with you tonight a great sense of pride that they helped bring you to this moment in time. So my congratulations to all who have helped our students pass across this stage tonight. I want to give you a round of applause. As Dr. Gericke said, for faculty and for our staff of the college, this night means a great deal. They have played a great role in your graduation and your success. And tonight, I would like to recognize one of our retiring faculty members, Dr. Teresa Mayo. Dr. Mayo, would you please stand? Dr. Mayo started the radiography program at West Kentucky Technical College. She was the first faculty member hired in that program, took it from day one to one of the most stellar programs in the country. And during her tenure with the college, she has had several different roles in leadership and in different initiatives. And I can honestly say that I do not believe we would be a premier college in the nation had it not been for much of the work that Dr. Mayo has done. So Dr. Mayo, on behalf of this community, the faculty, the staff, and the students, I thank you and we thank you. Graduates, we wish you great success, and very simply, we are proud of you. We hope you carry tonight feelings of aspiration and these words of encouragement expressed to you, and you simply make the world a better place. We again, everyone in this room is so proud of you and what you have accomplished and where you will go in the future. So we want to congratulate you and ask you and your family to join us in a reception in the lobby. And at this time, I'm going to ask that we stand again as Fowler Black leads us in singing My Old Kentucky Home. And please remain standing as the recessional leaves the auditorium. And thank you so much for being with us.
The sun shines bright on my old Kentucky home. 'Tis summer, the children are gay. The corn tops ripe and the meadows in the bloom, while the birds make music all the day. The young folks roll on the little cabin floor, all merry, all happy and bright. By and by hard times comes a knocking at the door, then my old Kentucky home good night. Weep no more, my lady, oh weep no more today. We will sing one song for my old Kentucky home, for my old Kentucky home, far